Changes in breathing are often the very last sign at end of life. So when we have changes in breathing, we're typically in the active stage of dying. We're actively dying. And the person who's experiencing changes in breathing are usually unconscious at this point. So, leading up to what you might commonly refer to as the death rattle, you might have heard that term before or heard someone having a death rattle. It's also called agonal breathing or Cheyne-Stokes breathing. These changes occur in the active stages of dying. However, leading up to this point, you may notice some changes in your loved one's breathing where the interval between breaths increases. So it takes a longer amount of time before they breathe. Now, the death rattle is typically heard or experienced in the last day to the last 3.5 days of life. So it is, again, usually the last sign that we're dying. And the person is typically unconscious. They're actively dying at this point. So because someone is usually unconscious when they have this death rattle or in and out of consciousness, it's not typically uncomfortable for the person that's dying, and it can be managed with medications. So medications can be used to thin out the mucus or saliva or decrease the production of these of the mucus and the saliva. So what the death rattle is that when you're unconscious, you lose your ability to swallow. So the saliva and mucus are still being produced, but we're not able to clear that from our airway, from our throat and mouth, because we're not swallowing anymore. So medications can be used to help thin this out so there's less of it, so we'll hear less of that sound. It's most distressing for the people that are around to hear this type of breathing because it's very irregular. It's an intuitive sound. We understand what this means on a very deep human level that something is wrong. So anytime we hear breathing that's incorrect, it makes us a little scared, it makes us nervous. However, in this case, there's nothing wrong. It's just a normal part of the dying process, one of the last signs that someone is dying, and not really discomfort for the person who is dying. So I hope that helps give you more information about end of life. And if you have any questions, I will put my email address below, or you can write something in the comments and I will answer you. And then don't forget to subscribe so that you can see and be notified when I post more videos about end of life topics. And last, please share these videos. I think that knowing what happens at end of life gives a lot of people comfort to understand what's happening in the process. So if we can spread that information and get it out there, I think it would be beneficial to a lot of people. So again, thanks for watching and take care.